Now, as we continue to look at this Mark 1:17 passage, I just want to draw one further thought out, and we'll conclude episode 3 with this. Come follow me, and I will make you become fishers of men. What's the object of this becoming? What does it mean to be a mature disciple? What is the object of discipleship? Again, if we were to kind of get behind our own propaganda and come to understand what our programs and our approaches are really seeking to create in us in the modern Western church, it's a person whose head's filled with lots of facts and figures and information and theories. But Jesus is talking about a very different kind of object here. He says, if you go, I will cause you to become, so follow me into my fields, and I will cause you to become fishers of men. I will cause you to have an impact on the lives of the people around you, such that those who did not know God will encounter God and will become a part of my movement through your actions, through your going. It is the life of impact that is the goal of discipleship. It's not information. This is why in Africa we see profound impact by men of faith, by women of faith who have very little biblical knowledge. But they are brokering the kingdom in profound ways because they're disciples in the sense that Jesus intended. Is information unimportant? No. You add the wisdom of Scripture and study to these great men and women of faith, they will be even more effective. But we've got the cart before the horse. It's the goal of becoming a fisher of men, of mankind, of humanity, of impacting human history. That's the goal here. Okay, so each episode for us to practice what we've learned, because it's in the fields that we become. It's in going that we grow. So what I got in mind for this time is this. What I'd like you to do is to engage your neighbors. That's it. It's a very simple thing. Jesus says, love your neighbors. Love God, love your neighbors. Great commandment. Seems very simple. But I sometimes wonder if we can even pull that off. Sometimes we just kind of say, oh yeah, I love them, and it's this distant, ethereal reality. I want to challenge you to actually engage it, because loving someone begins with getting to know them. And in our Western suburban societies, it's hard to even do that sometimes. So what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to go on to Google. You can go on to either Google Earth or Google Maps. And I want you to find your neighborhood. And I want you to print off a low-level map of your neighborhood. And I'd like you to take that map and I'd like you to see how many of the names of people in your neighborhood that you know, on your road, on your street, say 4 either side of you, and across the street for 4 or 5 houses as well. If you live on a corner, you can figure it out. But I'd like you to figure out 10, 12 neighbors. Do you know them? Do you know what their names are? That's the first question. Second of all, what are their interests? What do they like? What do they enjoy? What do they do for a living? What do they do for fun on the weekends? I realize you can pick up some of this walking past their house and seeing that the guy's got a motorcycle and, oh, he must be into biking. But this is something I want you to learn by engaging. Okay? And third of all, I'd like you to begin to pray and ask for the opportunity to simply engage. Now, for students, I know this is difficult. Use your dorm. You're not going to be able to do a Google map, are you? So draw a picture of your dorm, of your living area, whatever that looks like, and figure it out so that the people around you are the ones that you're engaging with. We simply want you to engage with your context. For you, if you live in a neighborhood where it doesn't necessarily work this way, use your place of work. Apply this in a way that makes sense to your world. And we're looking for 10 to 12 people who are around you. Your sphere of relationship. What do you know about them? How deeply do you know them? And then begin to pray for an opportunity to find out more. If appropriate, invite them to dinner. If inappropriate, just ask for opportunities to engage while you take the trash out at night. What we're looking for is the intentional choosing into going. Because this idea of coming and follow me is something Jesus put to them and asked them to choose into or choose out of. And we have to choose into it. He won't make that choice for us. He'll form us as we choose into it, but we have to say yes. And saying yes looks like a kind of action, not just words, not just sentiment. So engage, use Google Map, begin to write down on the back of this map that you've printed out what you're learning about these people so that you can begin to pray for them and ask for opportunities for greater relationship. And then allow the Spirit of God to begin to birth the creativity. Maybe a block party is something that's going to happen in your neighborhood this summer because you're engaging in relationship with these people. Maybe you're going to get an opportunity to be there when something tragic happens in one of their lives. It happens all the time. Or maybe you just get to become a friend and have the opportunity when a moment of spiritual need comes up to tell them about how Jesus has changed your life. We're engaging with our context. We're going. That's what it means to practice this time. So go, give it a go, and I hope it is catalytic and begins to kick off all kinds of exciting stuff for you over the next couple of months. We'll see you in episode 4. Take care.